We're getting you set for the 2025 Kevin Brown Memorial Tournament of Champions presented by OSF Healthcare with tournament previews. And today, we're breaking down the National Classic brought to you by Uftring Auto Group. I'm Larry Larson with Tournament Director Shawn Powell. And Shawn, the National Classic always brings in some of the very best across the country, different styles of basketball than people are used to seeing, and certainly different types of players.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Larry. The National Classic always represents teams from different corners of the U.S. that are elite. Not only are they elite, they play different styles of ball. And this year, we've got a very special type of ball, and that is from New York City, which we've never had a team from New York City. And they play a whole different brand. And people from the Midwest are going to now finally get to see that New York City style of basketball.
100%. All these teams in the TOC are making their first appearance here in the National Classic. Let's meet the four teams participating in this year's National Classic presented by Uftring Auto Group. It starts with Clinton Grace out of Clinton, Maryland, stacked with talent in almost every class. Eagle Academy, the aforementioned from the Bronx in New York. Shawn, really excited about them. TOC, like you mentioned, has never had a New York City team. That is going to change in a big way. They're led by Denham Trotman, the senior point guard, with some Big East interest. Xavier Academy out of Houston continues that Texas flavor that we talked about in the Washington Invitational. They've got a really balanced attack. And Calvary Christian out of Clearwater, Florida, they've produced a lot of good baseball players over the years. This year, they've got a pretty darn good hoops team, and it's coming to Central Illinois for Thanksgiving week. Ethan Sabek, who's headed to Princeton next year, leads the way for Calvary Christian. What jumps out, Shawn? I know each of these teams play 3 games. It's a 4-team field, but absolutely loaded.
Yeah, it's an old school round robin style of tournament. And this year we've got 4 teams with unique styles of play, unique talent. Clinton Grace Christian, for me, is a team that's a definite top 100 in Max Preps ratings. They're not there yet, but you watch at the end of the year, they will. This team is just loaded. They've got 5 or 6 Division I players, and they're led by their 6'3" junior guard, Jalon Lyons, who he goes by Lonnie, but it's Jalon Lyons. And wow, when you see him and Reese Alston play in this tournament, they are the 2 best point guards, and they may be the 2 best point guards that they've ever played in the TOC. That's how good they are.
And that's saying something because this event has a rich history, a lot of great point guards, a lot of great shooters. Talking about Clinton Grace, not only do they have Jalon Lyons, but they've also got CJ Lyons. So kind of a brotherly combo there in the front court. CJ Lyons going to Old Dominion next year. That combo, it's one thing when guys are best friends, they're teammates. It's another thing when they're brothers, and that chemistry is on another level.
Yeah, and we're going to be talking about a lot of different brotherly combos, by the way, throughout this field of teams. But CJ Lyons is a dead-eye three-point shooter. They've got 2 wings, Isaiah Carpenter and Zoji Owinji, are both 6'7" on the wing, both highly athletic. And they feature a 6'9", 280-pound freshman named Naz Abraham, who is a beast in the paint. And that's going to be fun to watch, seeing how this team comes together. Very athletic, very pesky defenders, and love to get it and go.
How on earth are you supposed to defend that?
He's got a deadly spin dribble in the paint. It's like nothing you've seen before from a 14-year-old kid. I mean, it is tight, and he does it so quick. He's got such great footwork, but he's 6'9", 280, and only a 14-year-old freshman.
Hey, Kai McKnight is another player you can't sleep on as well. He's getting recruited by Stanford. So
Yeah.
high IQ on the floor.
Yeah, Kai McKnight's a 6'3" junior wing combo guard who is high academics. He's been recruited all by the Ivy League, Stanford. He's got lots of looks. And this is another D1 kid on the team that probably won't start. That's how good this team is.
Clinton Grace is going to be a lot of fun to watch. Another team that we've really got our eyes on here is Houston Xavier. Now, Bradley fans are going to recognize Houston Xavier because their standout freshman, Montana Wheeler, played there under his dad, Teddy Wheeler. And Teddy Wheeler is still the head coach at Houston Xavier, and he brings in a lot of talent. Shawn, to me, I look on paper, a lot of recruits to mid-major schools, and that tells me that this is a program that just knows how to produce college basketball players.
Right. Xavier Academy has probably the deepest roster of Division One players. They have 8 D1 players on this team, and that includes Montana's little brother Lincoln, who is their junior point guard. But they have a kid named Epi Afi, a 6'9" sophomore, and then Makadou Diouf, who's a 6'8" junior, who's also being recruited by Bradley. And then they have a young man named Isaac Ezekiel, 6'6" senior wing, who just transferred in about a month ago and is one of the highest rated kids in the world basketball arena. So this kid just moved in. His first game, he had 20 points a week ago, and Texas A&M already has offered him.
Jeez. Well, that was fast.
Yes. So they're loaded.
The talent in Texas runs really deep, and we'll see that all week at the Kevin Brown Memorial Tournament of Champions presented by OSF Healthcare. Moving on to Shawn's superlatives for the National Classic presented by Uftring Auto Group, starting with the standout senior.
Well, the standout senior, for me, Ethan Sabak, it was the top senior coming into the event. He did have a little bit of an injury. We don't know if he's going to be able to play or not. We're still up in the air on that. 6'9" wing going to Princeton. We'll find out more as the tournament approaches. But the other senior is Denham Trotman, the 6-foot point guard at Eagle Academy out of New York City. This is your absolute prototypical New York City point guard who makes the most difficult play look easy and the easy play look difficult. That is how the New York City point guards run. I've known a lot of them, and Stephon Marbury, when I was with the New Jersey Nets back in the day, Steph was our point guard, and this kid has a little bit of Steph in him. He doesn't have the athleticism, but his quickness and his agility with the ball, he's such a great ball handler, knows how to get the ball into the hands of his teammates, but can knock down that mid-range jumper or the three-pointer. He's amazing. He's an amazing point guard you'll get to watch.
New York City point guards, just a different breed. Who's your favorite
Of all time?
of all time?
Oh, man, that's a tough one because what's really weird is, Larry, Rafer Alston is one. His son Reese will be here. Also, Kenny the Jet Smith, his son will be here, and Lenny Wilkins,
Yeah.
his grandson will be playing in this year's TOC. So that's a tough question, but I think I still got to go with Stephon Marbury.
I think my favorite right now got to be D. Mitch. Low hanging fruit there.
Yeah.
But Mitchell, hard to pass up.
Yep.
Moving on, top junior in this portion of the tournament.
Top junior is Lonnie Lyons of Clinton Grace. He's just going to be a fan favorite. His ball handling skills are phenomenal. His ability to get to the basket and his passing skills, and he's probably the best one-on-one defender in the entire event.
How about best dunker in the National Classic? All dunks brought to you by Martin Tech.
Maybe the Xavier team outside of Lincoln Wheeler, I would say, since Lincoln's 5'8".
Someday.
Yeah, I would probably have to go with Xavier Academy's Epi Afi, the 6'9" sophomore. He works so hard, runs the floor hard, and just attacks the basket.
How about the best pure scorer or shooter? And all 3-pointers are brought to you by Renewal by Anderson, Central Illinois.
Yeah, again, I think that Trotman stands out with that just because he's got a picture perfect jumper, and he takes the right shot at the right time, and when he's left open, he drains it.
And then under the radar team or player or both.
Well, As far as player goes, Madden Geiger out of Calvary Christian, he's the son of Matt Geiger, 6'10", face up four. This is a kid who's just starting to, fill out and put some size on. This is a kid who's probably a top 30 or so junior in the state of Florida, but I think his abilities are going to continue to get better and better and better as he puts size on. This is a kid who's by the time he's a sophomore in college, he's going to be hard to stop, Madden Geiger.
And last but certainly not least, all these teams, they got to play games. So let's take a look at the schedule for the National Classic. What jumps out to you, Shawn?
Well, the top games, the Xavier Clinton game on Wednesday at 3:15, that is a must-see game. If you guys can get out at 3:15, that's a game you want to see for sure. And then Eagle Academy on Saturday, they will be playing Xavier as well. That's going to be a big game. And then the Clinton Grace Calvary Christian on Thursday night is going to be fun.
And a reminder, you can watch all games at the Kevin Brown Memorial Tournament of Champions presented by OSF Healthcare live on ClutchSportsIL.com on YouTube. Shawn, that'll do it for our preview of the National Classic presented by Uftring. We want to thank Uftring for being a loyal sponsor to this great event and all the rest of our sponsors for making the tournament and all the dedication to glioblastoma research possible. We'll have more previews coming up soon on the tournament social media channels and on YouTube. But for now, we say so long. Be on the lookout for our next previews.